And now we come to a King Kong knockoff movie from South Korea. It's titled APE, but in the spirit of Rich Evans, let's call it APE! Ape is a 1976 film by American director Paul Leader, who was hoping to ride the fame of Dino De Laurentiis' King Kong movie from the same year. It had a budget of only $23,000, with $1,200 of that going to special effects. But when RKO Pictures learned about this movie, which was initially called The New King Kong, they filed a lawsuit that led to the name swap we see now. But what does APE even mean? Abnormal primate emergency? Nah, it stands for Attacking Primate Monster, with emphasis on the E. Yeah, being a co-production with South Korea, it went by other titles like King Kong's Great Counterattack. And, of course, according to Wikipedia, its re-releases gave it new names like Hideous Mutant and Attack of the Horny Giant Gorilla. I wonder which is more accurate. But come on, look at the US poster art and tell me that this isn't the most awesome thing ever. The title ape battling a giant serpent and a giant shark while standing atop what looks to be the Titanic that's near a city of fleeing people. The graphic box even mentions all these details as if to tease us that this gorilla is mightier than Jaws from his movie. So can it back up all that hype? Let's find out as we watch APE! Oh. We open at night on an oil tanker, where the ship captain is having a smoke until a crew member checks up on him. Apparently, they're transporting something big, and there's some exposition to explain what they did.
Were you there on the island when they caught him?
Yeah, sure was. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. He's something to see, I tell you.
I know. Imagine. Almost 36 feet tall.
So, instead of a traditional King Kong story of going to an island and coming back with the giant ape, we just have him locked up already. Guess they really wanted to skip to the spectacle they promised. Kong is currently sleeping on the tanker because the crew gassed him, so he should be out for another 5 days.
Oh shit.
I don't know what's funnier, the way this guy reacts to the ape waking up, or how the ship explodes because of it. And here's our ape, acting like the gopher from the end of Caddyshack. I'm alright, don't nobody worry about me. But here comes a shark fin. Guess it's time to knock out the Jaws fight from the list, and we're only 4 minutes into the movie. Wow, truly epic to see a guy in a Kong suit beat up on a dead shark. The music is actually fine, they're doing their best, but between the cheap suit and the dead animal abuse, this isn't selling me on the movie. But hey, we still have 3 more bonkers sequences to look forward to. I'm sure it'll get better. Right? So Kong makes his way onto land, and I'll give them credit for at least trying with the miniature sets. Where things fall apart here are the sound effects. This is meant to be a very loud and chaotic scene, but sometimes you're expecting to hear something and it doesn't come. And then you have a repeated but delayed sound effect. I know you had a small budget, but you could probably squeeze in some money for more than one smashing sound. The Kong suit actor also loses marks, because it doesn't feel like a giant animal that is causing destruction out of feeling trapped or aggravated. It looks more like a guy in a monkey suit just playing around with no sense of direction. Even Varan was more convincing with how he was destroying stuff. After Kong destroys this oil plant, we cut to our main characters at an airport in Seoul, South Korea. One of them is Tom Rose, played by Rod Arentz, and he is a journalist waiting on actress Marilyn Baker, played by Joanna Kearns. She's here to shoot a movie, and she seems to be in a relationship with him, but she's also putting her career first over their love life, and Tom isn't happy about that.
You promised. I didn't. I love you, and here I am.
Tom, I told you in LA I needed time to think. I have a career. This commitment you're asking, I just don't know.
Which is why they are making out in a taxi, heading to Seoul. Like with Jaws, The Revenge, I feel like this movie was just an excuse to go on vacation since barely anything happens. We move from the city to the countryside, where the ape is terrorizing the locals. I'm not sure how anyone could have missed the giant gorilla, but instead of running away, everyone seems to be running towards it. Maybe this is the set of MXC, where everyone is running toward the competition. This gets the attention of the military, specifically Captain Kim, played by Lee Na-kun, and we're introduced to him at his home as if his family life was important.
Eat your breakfast, kids, or I'll become a monster.
Well, okay, it does help flesh out his character. Elsewhere, one military guy nearly gets impaled by this wooden support beam that's just sticking out, which is all the action he'll get because the battle has already taken place.
Now, what kind of bullshit you trying to hand me?
Jeez, this movie can't stay still for more than a minute. Why is there an American military leader here? And this guy is dismissive of Captain Kim because this giant monster was just a publicity stunt for an upcoming movie?
Now, you check that out and stop wasting my time.
I'm the government, I'm the government, I'm the reason nothing works.
Over at Familyland, a crowd of kids break into the place despite it being closed. Mind you, there's another playground nearby, so I'm not sure what the point of this scene is. Oh, I get it! The ape is a diddler! No, really. It just shows up and watches the kids play. It was attacking an oil plant in some village earlier, so why is it stopping now? A teacher comes to find the kids, and that's when one of them looks up and notices the giant ape. So they run, before we cut back to the military man again, called Davis.
Who the hell are they? They've seen this, they've seen that. Have any of our people seen this supposed monster?
Because if we didn't see it, or if it's not affecting us, it's not our problem.
If you should bump into him, ask him if his name is King Kong.
It's clearly not, because the tagline of this movie is not to be confused with King Kong. Time to check off the fourth bullet point, which is the monster reptile, meaning a giant snake. Obviously, it's just a regular snake on a miniature set with the ape man. But what the hell is a giant snake doing here to begin with? Where did it even come from? And no joke, that's the end of that scene, as it's back to Davis being an idiot. 2 for 4, and so far nothing's interesting. At least Davis is now willing to send people in, but right now, the ape is invading a movie set. It doesn't seem to be the one Marilyn is in, but either way, ape attack! And the actors actually attempt to do something. Well, at least they're trying. Davis meets with Kim, but all that happens is Davis taking a smoke. I am starting to see a pattern. We're now 22 minutes into the movie, and so far we've learned Jack and The padding in this movie makes Rollergator look compact in comparison. The only thing that makes sense is the incompetence of the US military, and it's so obvious that Tom points that out.
It's not a monster we're dealing with, it's More like an overgrown ape.
What do you call a creature that leaves footprints 6 feet long and squashes buildings in a single step?
It's also now that the movie decides to break from the usual pattern and focus on the humans for a while. Tom goes off to warn Marilyn while she's busy preparing for a rehearsal. Her director is Dino, played by Paul Letter himself, and perhaps he's taking too much from Dino De Laurentiis at this point. Anyway, what kind of movie is he shooting?
You slut! One more time. Come on. One more time, you bitch. No. Whore!
Of course, a rape film. By this point, it seems everyone knows about the giant ape, but Marilyn wants to continue filming because, I don't know. Also, she doesn't think Tom really loves her.
Well, then why do you make up stories about Buddhist priests
Maybe I'm afraid. Maybe I'm afraid that if I ask you straight out, you'll say no. You're a movie star, and you're going to be bigger. Maybe too big for it.
That doesn't tell me much. Oh, and this dude gets really frisky with her, even when she has to go shoot the next scene. How is it that the main human couple from Varan had more chemistry than them? And they barely did anything either. Over the Davis, he learns of another ape attack, so he orders all American personnel to leave Seoul.
Get word to every base north of here for all American civilian personnel to be evacuated to Seoul immediately.
Screw everyone else, I guess. And since it's been a while since the last ape attack...
Repeat. Please evacuate the building.
Oh no, he got the announcer. Man, Ape must really hate them power poles. He's like the opposite of Goku. He doesn't want the magic stick. So we spend a few minutes with the ape lumbering about while people are running around and trying to evacuate. The most effort I've seen in this movie comes from this giant prop blocking this crowd of people. And yet, it's incredible how they don't notice the giant ape until it's right in front of them. Even looking up is beyond them. Tom is looking for the ape. Marilyn films a scene of her running from a rapist, set to music that makes it sound so funny. Who wrote this? Oh, of course. Must be his brother, because I can't find anything to say otherwise. Oh hey, we can actually see the ape's eyes! Where is the film crew again? This could easily be confused as someone actually escaping a rapist. Then they reshoot the scene, because they saw something in the background, but this time Marilyn runs into the giant ape, who picks her up with the worst prop hand I've ever seen. Even Queen Kong's giant hand was more convincing than this. Tom shows up right as she's taken away. Davis gets a call that orders him to capture the ape, so he sends out a legion of helicopters for the job. They track down the ape, but are just confused as to why he hasn't killed Marilyn yet.
Be gentle, big fella.
Oh, of course! He's horny. But upon seeing the helicopters, he puts her down to let her hide in this open-mouthed cave, which he can't reach into. And geez, you can see the flap that was part of the mask and suit. Then, either this plane is dropping troops, or it's stock footage of them dropping supplies for some reason. Tom offers to go find Marilyn, and Kim tells him to take her to his place if he succeeds. But the US military isn't making this easy, as it's tossing explosives at the ape, even if there's an American civilian nearby. Then the copters are swatted out of the sky anyway.
I'm the government, I'm the reason nothing works.
Well, Tom gets Marilyn out, and we get the most infamous moment of all. It's amazing how a giant gorilla is so dumb with how it reacts to things, yet smart enough to catch on to this human insult. It's like the movie is insulting our expectations, and yet, this is the funniest thing it's done yet. Our heroes make it to the city, with the ape heading their way. We keep cutting between Marilyn admitting to liking the ape, for some reason, and the military arguing over what to do. This movie looks nicer than Roller Gator given the film quality, and you can even hear what's going on. But like that other movie, the plot is nonsensical and barely exists. Tom gets Marilyn to Kim's place and sets off to go after the ape again. Guess he's as dedicated to his work as she is. And here's more proof of the movie being sleazy.
Can't you wait until I take my clothes off?
Thank goodness! Now an evacuation order is placed, as the ape is in the city. That's a bad green screen effect for sure. Not as bad as the one from Queen Kong, but this caught me off guard. Now for bullet point number 3, destroying a city. It's not very good. Every time he punches a building, we get that stupid sound effect again. Kim can't get a hold of anyone, and Tom is completely useless. Marilyn is still at Kim's home while the ape is searching for her. Why the f*** didn't she or Kim's family evacuate like everyone else? Because the ape finally finds her after punching through the ceiling and grabbing her. The firefighters show up too late, and Davis tries contacting the government. Yeah, I'm just summarizing the plot without providing commentary, because I want to speed things up a little. Davis is then given new orders.
To kill that hairy son of a bitch.
So they bring in tanks, helicopters, and more guys with guns. They surround the ape and start hurting it for real. Marilyn is still in the clutches of the ape, but Davis doesn't care.
I'm the government, I'm the reason nothing works.
The ape, which seems to be crying, puts Marilyn down before the military closes in for the final blow. Tom swoops in to save Marilyn, and they immediately make out. What the hell? We're almost done. Ape uses rock slide, but it's not very effective. The toy tanks show up and holy cow! That's a lot of blood there, and he's only now taking all that damage? Even Varan was more indestructible. Yeah, you get the idea. Varan was a more properly made movie than this crap. So the ape dies, Marilyn breaks down and asks why this had to happen, and Tom tries to make sense of it all.
It's just too big for a small world like ours.
And so ends Ape, and like Roller Gator, it was a very hard sit. There were very few funny moments, and most of them were just from bad effects or really cringeworthy stuff from the actors. I'm sorry, but when you make Queen Kong seem less cringy, you're doing something wrong. The characters are as flat as cardboard, the story is barely there, and there's nothing really satisfying about this giant monster rampage. Even with a low budget, there isn't a lot of effort otherwise, with the actors not seeming to care either. That graphic box was just a cheap way to get you hooked, and the actual product was a major letdown. The Jaws fight was rubbish, the giant snake was pitiful, and only a small section of Seoul got destroyed. And unless that oil tanker was supposed to be our ocean liner, well, that part was a damn lie. The only way this movie could get any worse is if the ape was spouting insults non-stop, and that already exists in a 2005 movie called The Ape, and I ain't touching that. So that's all for this month. Now I gotta figure out what to do in November. Till then, I'm the Media Hunter. Media is my prey, and reviewing them my way.
Shower you with coconut cream pie.